Hello everyone. I'm Krisha from eSatya. Once again, thank you so much for everyone to joining in this today's meetup, our Meetup 47, Blockchain and Gaming. We have two amazing speakers with us today who have first-hand experience in blockchain gaming world. With that, I'd also like to say that feel free to raise your hand during the session where we have a Q&A session where you can raise your hands and unmute yourself and ask questions. But if you're still feeling shy and nervous, then you can just drop your questions in the chat box as well. So make sure to drop your questions in the chat box or raise a hand and unmute yourself. So without further ado, I'd like to open the floor to our first speaker, Ms. Swarna Nagrani.
Hello, guys. What's up? Jim, guys, let me just quickly share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Swarna, it's visible.
Okay, great. Okay, so welcome, guys, to blockchain gaming session. So yeah, let's begin. First of all, a little bit of introduction about me, like who am I, where I'm from. I'm Swarna Nagrani. I'm from Bhopal. I'm co-founder of Web3 Spill. Web3 School is an edtech platform where we have designed it particularly for the people who want to start their journey in Web3. So it is a platform where we take online and offline sessions so that we can onboard more developers. So today I'll be walking you through the rise of blockchain gaming, how I entered into the gaming, and what's the potential of the gaming industry and specifically in Web3, how you can get started as a developer. So, yeah, that is about me. Let's move forward. Why Web3? Just a simple question. How many of you know what is Web3 and what is Web1, Web2, and Web3? Just so that we can get started. A simple question. Can I get some chats? Something in chat section, guys. Let's make the session a little bit interacting. Yep. Web1 was in 1990s. It was static pages. Like we can't interact with them. We can only read them. And when Web2 came, it was we can interact with them. Okay, when Web2 came, we can interact with them. We can open new sites. We can make payments and everything. But when Web3 came, we got another option, and that was of ownership. Web3 is decentralized, but we get a plus option that we get to own what we have. And that is one of the best part of, I'll say, Web3 gaming. Let's move forward. So yeah, Web 2 was in 2000s. Generate, we can create social media accounts, centralized platforms. But when Web 3 came, we can create decentralized options. We get decentralized option plus we got ownership. So that is one. Just imagine, you have been playing a game since a couple of years, right? But suddenly you want to switch to another game or something happens that you can't move forward with that game. But what will happen if you have already invested a lot in that game? You earned a lot, you invested your time, your money, It will be so heartbreaking, right? If you lost your game, won't it be? So this is where blockchain gaming comes. Why do we need blockchain gaming? Okay, so I used to be a player of snooker, eight ball pool game. Now the thing is, I invested a lot of time in that. I had so many and queues, skins, so many coins, but I can't do anything with that. And suddenly I logged out, and my I was playing as a guest user, so all my assets went away, and that was literally heartbreaking. But I can't even use them anywhere. Like I can't even use them to buy anything or buy another skin also in another game, or can't use them in another game. So, with blockchain gaming, we get the ownership. Like any asset we have, we can use them in different games too. Like, just imagine I have a Free Fire skin. How many of you are a Free Fire player or PUBG? Guys, write W's in your chats. Whoever used to play Free Fire or BGMI, Free Fire for app, BGMI, sorry, PUBG for play. Okay, so we have so many of PUBG players. Just imagine you wanna start playing PUBG ki jagah, anything else instead of PUBG. What will you do with so many skins you got? You earned them, right? It will be so heartbreaking if you lost them. So here at this point, we got uh, Praju, can you? Yeah. Okay. So at this point, we got ownership of our assets and the interoperability. Like, if I wanna use my PUBG skin in Free Fire, won't that be amazing? And I can even use the skins I have to sell them. I can even earn via them. I can earn the rewards. I can sell the rewards I earned in games. Isn't that great? Because right now, I don't think so. We can sell our skins or anything like that, right? Okay, so that is one thing. Now everyone knows why blockchain is famous. Just a quick, why is it so good? Like, why do we need blockchain? Guys, chats, open your chats. We don't want the simple, boring sections. So we will keep on interacting with each other. Okay, so why do we need blockchain gaming? Is because we need decentralization. Like any hacking or any fraud can be prevented when we are playing on chain. That's great, right? And after that, I told you we have play to earn. Like we can earn real money through gameplays. Plus, any updates regarding our games will not just be in someone's hand in a centralized power, but we will also get to influence the game updates. Won't that be great? Like, as a user, I used to hate when something new came. Just a simple user experience theory, but whenever something new came, Immortal Rising play to earn Web3 game, yeah. Uh, See, one of the best thing of I was recently building a game. That was snooker. Like I told you, I used to play eight ball pool a lot. I was like, I have 3 million coins in that. What should I do with these? So yeah, I it's still in the process of making so that I can make it a play to earn game. I can earn the money I invested, the time I invested in those games. After that, anti cheat mechanism, obviously. The smart contracts won't let anyone cheat. Smart contracts are famous for their security, right? Permanent game histories, if our histories are secured on chain, there won't be any issues for losing anything, right? And global access, anyone can play from anywhere. That's the amazing thing. Plus, one of the best thing about Web3 is their communities, right? Who agrees with that? How many of you are in Web3 communities, guys? Hurry up and drop a W if you're in any community. Cool. Not many people, but guys, I will suggest you go for go for as many as communities you can explore. Like I've been in communities, and that is the place where I get a lot of exposure about what is happening in the industry. And that is one of my favorite thing to do. Like I'll go to meetups, I'll go to hackathons, I'll go to conferences, and that is really super awesome. It's a different experience you'll get. Okay, so now you know how to be in any community. That is a good question. You okay? Just imagine. Okay, I'm from Web3 School, right? We are creating our own community, but every product has their own community. If there is blockchain, it works on a community. Like it is decentralized. It needs people trust to work, right? So as for Ethereum, there are many DAOs you can join. For Solana, there is Super Team, there's Solana Foundation, and so many more communities you can go through and check out. And I guess there's also Super Team Nepal. You guys can also check that out. Like they still have some bounties going on, and that's a really great way you can go through. Okay, so let's move forward with our session now. No more community talks. Huh. What are the opportunities and challenges we go through when we come to Web3 gaming? I told you about the opportunities that we get, the ownership, decentralization, play to earn method. Just tell me one game which they told like Immortal Rising. It's a play to earn game. You guys can go and check them out. And cross game interoperability, like I can just use my skin of any other game in my recent games. uh is pursuing a career in Web3 a vehicle option in Nepal? What are current opportunities in this field? Okay, I'll give you one thing. uh See, when you come to Web3 now, for me, I have felt it like it's not about a specific country. It's a global market. You don't need to be worried like, what if it's not available in my country? What if there are not many resources in my country? I have felt it like I have worked, and not only specifically for my country only, or the city I'm specific is in, but I've got grants from international programs. So yeah, that is one of my favorite thing. Like I don't need to be worried about my region. And most of the jobs are remote jobs, so it's awesome. It's an experience. Okay, let's move forward. Now when intro anyone heard of metaverse, guys? Write W's in your chats. Anyone know the full form of W also? Yes, when. Okay, so just tell me what is metaverse? Anyone? Okay. I'll explain real quick what is metaverse. Just imagine a world where you can buy your own land, you can create your own land, and you can make your own games. And anyone heard of Snoop Dogg? I guess everyone knows it, right? Yeah. Snoop Dogg bought a land in Sandbox. How many of you heard? How many of you have heard it? Just give me a second. So, just imagine when We are in a world where there's too much of population and too much of crowd, and the land prices are increasing at a huge rate, right? So at that point, when you want to invest, metaverse is a really amazing option, you can say. Now, metaverse gives you options to create games, to sell your work, to start your online businesses on metaverse. You can create a party on metaverse and everything, right? How many of you tried VR, guys? Now tell me, when trying VRs, many of us have faced, like, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's VR, Prajwal, huh? Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's boring. Why? Because of its graphics, right? Okay, so when we come to VR, just imagine you have a land of yours and you can access it through your VR. You can roam around the whole world just sitting at your own place. Isn't that great? Plus, you can get the ownership of that world, right? Now, these were the opportunities. Like, now tell me, uh, how many of you are developers? I guess most of you will be, right? So, if you want to get started in Web3, what will be your go to journey? And how many of you tried game development till now? Raise your hand, guys. Any game developer? No, none. And who want to try it out? Okay, so just a simple story about myself. I'm a student of animation. Like, I was pursuing bachelor's in animation. I was like, nah, it's gonna be fun. I will go to animation and everything. So I started doing animation, learned 3D modeling. But then I was like, no, yeah, it's boring. So then I get into like, what should I do with this 3D art, 3D thing of mine? But I still want to explore more. I've been an explorer. So I went from 3D design, 3D modeling to UI UX design, and then I went into game development. And damn, it's been an amazing journey. Like, I get to try out new different things every time when I just sit on a laptop and go on. Okay, so if you are someone who is a developer, Web3 gaming is like gonna be huge in upcoming years. Like, if you look just at the CAGR, compound annual growth rate of Web3 gaming, you'll get to know by 2030 it's gonna reach around more than $100 billion market. And I literally forgot the numbers, but it is even more than that. So I'm going to the minimum right now, but it's gonna reach to more levels. And in past 2 to 3 years, it has increased by the 7% CAGR. So yeah, uh, Web3 is the upcoming market. And do you guys remember when Web2 came? Many companies started hiring people, right? Many skilled people were needed to build it, to make it what it is today, right? And Web3 is in its opening stage right now. Like, it hasn't been that spreaded. Market is huge, and there are so many opportunities for all the Web3 developers, designers, content creation, marketer, social media marketer, and everyone. Like, you can just go and research a little, and you'll get amazing opportunities. Now, let's get back to our challenges. When it comes to Web3 games specifically, what I have tried, we can see as we go for Web3 games, when we play them, there's a lack of like a smoothness. So that is what currently people are trying to build. Like they're trying to resolve these challenges. And when we play, there are transaction costs, which makes it a little harder to scale. User onboarding is a little difficult because of these things only. Just imagine you have to pay for all the games you're playing. So yeah, but as many more people are, more technology is coming, we are able to resolve these things. After that, game development complexity. When we integrate blockchain with game development, just for your information, game development is a little hard process. Like I am still stuck into Unity art. It's something which I feel like, see, give me a rest. I can't do this at some point. But still, okay. Deepak, can you turn off your mic? So, as a game developer, if someone is there, I would like literally suggest you just go for it. Try to make as smooth games as possible, and maybe you will get the next best game of the century. Like something like of the decade, I'll say, not century. Something like Free Fire, PUBG, and many more. Okay, so let's move forward. Now you want to get started in blockchain gaming. Now you know what is blockchain gaming. Is it clear to everyone what is blockchain gaming and why do we need it? Guys, raise your any doubts? Raise your hand if it's clear. Wins W's in your chats. Cool, I'm getting W's. That's pretty nice. Okay, so now how many of you want to start getting in development process in blockchain gaming? Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so how many how many of you have developed on smart contracts? How many of you made smart contracts before? That's nice. Cool, cool, cool. And I got to we had done the game development before only. So now, when you are already a smart contract developer, you have the idea of what is consensus, what is nodes, what are transaction, what are wallets, right? So now you can go out and check out some more YouTube channels. I'll suggest one of the best I'll say is Third Web. If you wanna learn how to start development of Web3 games, I'll drop the name in chat box. Third Web. You can go and check out the YouTube channel. They have all the requirements you need for game development, right? You can go there. They have so many SDKs compatible with Unity and Unreal Engine to make you to help you out. They have from simple basic smart contract programs to complete game development programs, and that is one of the best channel I'll suggest. And if you are someone who don't want to go for development side but still wanna go for more gaming set gaming development game development, but still you don't want to code, okay, simple thing, so you can go for Sandbox. If you're I'll drop that too in the box chat box. How many of you tried Sandbox before? I've tried and even posted my NFT there. Cool. To to have all. That's good. That's good. Okay, so I created a Mario uncle. I do have that, I guess. You can just no, I can't right now. Huh. Okay, so Sandbox is one of the best platform where you can use box added to create your own 3D models. You can create your games without any code. You can buy land, you can sell land, And it is one of the best place. You can buy skins for your characters and use any character in any game on the sandbox. Anything which is not clear? For game development tool, you can use third web, smart contracts. Uh, Go for Ethereum or Solana. I'll suggest Ethereum or go for layer two chains. That will be more helpful for you, like as they will be much faster than the L1s. Okay, so let's move forward. Create your game logic, a simple game logic. I had created a game recently. I will show it to you. We'll do it later on. Okay, so create a simple game logic in Unity or Unreal. You can use the pre-built games also if you just wanna learn how to interact with smart contracts in gaming. You can use. There are many for web. There are many games already available on GitHub. You can go and check them out and create your smart contracts. Integrate them together. Deploy them on testnet, not on mainnet. I won't suggest that. After that, for gaming, one of the best chain is Solana as it is fast and its gas fee is really less. Okay. After that, you can go for some game interaction. You can ask your friends to play with you and launch and engage with your community. So yeah, let's move forward. Thank you so much. That was all from my side. Uh, After this, if anyone has any question which they wanna ask, I will wait for 2 minutes. What is my view on Web3 side? Okay, this is one of the best I can say. Uh like I've been in Web3 since past 2 years, and my journey has been like I've been traveling a lot, attending conferences, meetups. I'm not most of a developer, but I do develop. Plus my most is community part. Plus, it's a growing market right now. If you see, in Singapore, that is my favorite. Vibe coding with Web3, perfect. Like, just go for it. You can create super amazing dApps or DeFi options with that. Okay. So what was I saying? Sorry, I forgot. Anything else? Any other questions? Huh. Web3 is a growing market. If you go for something like just imagine Web 2 at what level Web 2 is. And Web 3 is growing. All the financial payments can be replaced by Web 3 in future. All the payments can be replaced by Web 3 in future, and everything can be like, do you know in Singapore you can even pay for your food delivery by via crypto? And even in India, we can make payments via Fast Card or more cards or Web3 cards. AI in games versus Web3 in games. Which career would you prefer most? Why shouldn't we go for both? Like, I know so many AI. What is the name? Full world AI. You can go for it, and it's one of the. It's a chat program only, but you can create your own chatbots, and games can just imagine if there's any AI. I had this program, I guess. It's in AI. I don't remember its link though. Hmm. Okay, this was a Gen AI. There's a platform uh, made by my friend only. He integrated gaming with AI, and currently he's working it on a betting. He's turning it in a betting game, which might boom in future. AI and Web3 both are gonna be like. the next biggest industries in upcoming future. By 2030, if you go for CAGR of both, they are increasing on a rapid growth rate. Anything else, guys? Let me just show you a quick YouTube channel of Third Web website. Complete Web3 development set platform. Here you can get all the thing you needed. Plus, if you want to start learning, you can go for just follow us on Web3 Spell. We are also launching so many courses. Yeah. Should I share the link of Third Web? I'll drop it in the chat box. Okay, so guys, this was it from my side for today. Any other questions if you have, or else we'll be moving forward?
I guess okay, I think the last question is there.
Okay, what is dev.fun? They give you game base on the prompt. Oh, I still haven't tried. Let's just search it. Oh, is this for pom.fun only, right? It's like, yeah. I gotta give it a try. I still haven't. Okay, anything else? Like we can move forward now?
I think yes, we can rest the questions right here. Thank you so much, Sorna. And I think adding on to Shorna's insight, I'd like to call upon our next speaker, Malika. The floor is open to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Swarna. If you could just stop sharing your screen. Okay, perfect. All right. Hi, everyone. This is Malika, and just a moment. Okay, yeah. I am Malika. Swarna has covered a lot of the basics when it comes to blockchain gaming, but I'm going to talk mostly about how you can create your own game, what goes into building a game, and stuffs like that. So blockchain gaming, where gameplay means ownership. So whenever we're talking about Web3 gaming, the main aspect is the ownership part. And we're going to go into the details of it, but for now, I am Malika. So right now, I am working for Venture 23, which is an organization which helps build Web3 technologies. It builds infrastructure, tools, and stuffs like that. I work on the product, community, partnership, marketing, game mechanics design, and other stuffs. Specifically, we have an in-house project that's called Gangsterverse, and that is where we've been diving into the Web3 world. Apart from that, I mean, earlier than that, I was a part of a fintech company. I have also worked as a visiting faculty for MBA Tech and Innovation in King's College. And before that, I've also co-founded my own tech company. So we've built more government and NGO-related projects, tech projects. So that's a brief intro to my journey, I would say. But coming back to the Web3 world, I have been in this space for the last 4 years, more than 4 years, I guess. It was back in 2021. So that is where we started this project. And I wanted to share this journey by showing off the journey of this project to let you know how a gaming company or a gaming project came to be. So it's just my personal journey to start with, okay? And if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat box. Maybe we can address them one at a time later on. So yeah, we started this project as a digital collectible, which are basically NFTs. So we are aware about what NFTs are, correct? Let me just. Okay. Please let me know if you guys are aware about what NFTs are. Yes. So let me just give you a brief overview, just in case somebody may not know. So NFTs basically are non-fungible tokens, which means let's imagine you have two 10 rupees notes which are exchangeable, right? So if I have a 10 rupees note and you have a 10 rupees note, we can exchange them and it will still retain the same value, which would be 10 rupees, right? But in that is like fungible token, and there's semi-fungible token. So let's say you went to a fun park, right? So in the fun park, in an amusement park, you're given a specific token that retains a certain value, but within a certain ecosystem. So let's say I give 50 rupees to get a ticket worth of 50 rupees, which I can spend within that territory. So that's a semi-fungible token. And non-fungible tokens are, let's say, an art of Mona Lisa. So we cannot say this art will be equal to exactly this amount. So it's sort of irreplaceable, and that makes it a non-fungible token. Yeah, so that's the basic thing about non-fungible tokens. And so yeah, we started the project as a digital collectible, which are NFTs. So basically how it works is you can own an NFT. This was a very simple implementation. It was back in 2021 again. And we had this pixelated asset, which was procedurally generated, which means individual aspects of this NFT was created, and then with algorithm they were created different combinations of this, right? So we had this, we released this, and what people could do was once they bought an NFT, they could rename them. They can rename their characters, they can upgrade their skills, add to their stories. They would have unique characteristics, and based on that, rarity would be defined, and rarer assets are given more value. So that's how it works here in the Web3 space. Following that, we created a sort of metaverse, for a sort of virtual city for these characters. So I know Swarna covered a little bit about metaverse. I would like to show you this. Just a moment. Change my screen to this. Okay. You guys can see this, right? So we created this city where the gangsters and detectives, oh yeah, the project was more in a gangster and detective themed. So they would exist in this world, in this city, meaning that you could own specific part of the land, and then they would live there. So sort of like SimCity. The game is not released yet. So we took a pause there after that. Let me share my screen back to uh, 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 uh. Just a moment. Okay. Oh, my bad. Yeah, so we created a virtual city for the assets, and after that, we wanted to experiment with the game. Like I said, we wanted to create a game where the gangsters, detectives, they would be able to exist inside the city and play in different aspects. By that time, we were not formally a GameFi project yet, so we wanted to dabble a bit on how we could create games. Initially, we introduced this very simple game, which was rock, paper, scissors, which was easy to implement on blockchain, since you could this is how the game would work, right? You would select a state, say rock, paper, or scissor, and then let's say you just put in some amount of token there, and then somebody else would accept the challenge that would be and then they would be playing against that player. It's an idle game. It's a turn-based game. You don't need to be present there all the time. So that is how it works. And that was a very simple implementation. After that, we took about 9 months to develop this another game, which was more of a passive simulation game. This is where NFTs could participate in gang wars, meaning that there are two teams, Team A and Team B. You would be participating in one of those teams and fighting against the players of the other team. So this was more of an event-driven game. Here too, you would only be. So this is a very this was a very big challenge that we needed to address. The thing was, we have a very small community in Web3, and these games, they require like minimum of 10 players at a time to be present in order to play the game. And that was a challenge that we needed to address, which is why what we did was every 2 hours, there'll be one game scheduled, and anyone could come in at their convenience and just enroll their NFT. And whenever the timer goes off, the game would start and their players would be playing for them. So it's sort of like passive simulation game. If you are familiar with the Pokemon simulator game, that's how basically it works. And we created the game engine from scratch, meaning that we designed the characters, and based on the remember, we had characters that could be upgraded, their levels could be upgraded. So based on their levels, they could have like different kind of stats, in-game stats like mastery, luck, strength, agility, accuracy, and stuff like that. And based on that, the players would be dodging, hitting critical hits, and delivering critical hits and stuffs like that. So that is how we designed the whole game mechanics, and we tried to understand how it goes as well. So this was our experiment, and we saw a very good response for that as well. After that, this was back, I guess, a year ago that we created 1v1 active game. So this was where any two players could. It was sort of a Street Fighter game. I'm sure you guys have tried it out. It was a very famous game, right? So Street Fighter game, you could come in, you could like hit your opponents, and real-time damage is what we're talking about here. It was much simpler than the ideal game. At the same time, it's very difficult to understand what part of the game we're trying to put in the blockchain, right? So let's say incorporating each move in the blockchain would require you to sign each transaction, which would be complicated. We don't want that. Players don't want that. And let's say we are just saving the end state of the game in the blockchain, but what's the use for that, right? There's so many challenges. So not everything needs to be on the blockchain whenever you're creating a game, and that is the kind of issue that we were facing. So we scrapped this project altogether, and we sort of evolved into a different game right now. So this is one we are building, and it's almost ready for release. So this game is called Vendetta. So it's a fully on-chain game, meaning that all the data, all the game mechanics, all the game engine, everything is stored on-chain. All the game logic is stored on-chain. Here it is massive multiplayer role-playing game. It's an idle game still, meaning that you can come in, you can play. The gameplay is that you start from a single territory, and then you keep on expanding your territory. So you just attack the territory that's right connected with you, and then if you win, it keeps on expanding. So we've created this growing world map, which is procedurally generated, and as long as so this is on Sui blockchain. So as long as Sui blockchain lives, this game is going to be there, since everything is on chain and there's no central server necessary for that. And there's a concept of battles. As I mentioned, there'll be families that will be implemented. We want to create a game that does not need us in the future. So that's what we're working on. So yeah, that's a brief, I guess, a bit lengthy discussion on what we are doing right now. But talking about gaming, right? So gaming has like different aspects to it, right? So we use gaming as entertainment, as escape, as culture, as a profession, as a side hustle. There are many aspects to it and many approaches to it. right? But blockchain gaming is where we're trying to give the power back to the people in a way that imagine you play like hours and hours, you spend hours and hours on playing Counter-Strike, maybe Fortnite, maybe Valorant, right? You give feedbacks based on the players' feedback. The game is improved. They gain more profit. At the end of the day, it's a company who makes a game that are like taking it all away, right? So but what blockchain gaming does is the amount of time you spend playing the game, the amount of time you spend giving feedback, improvising the game, maybe helping out with the development part, with the production part, with the communication part, and everything. You also get rewarded for it. So that's the basic idea of blockchain gaming, and that is why we are here building blockchain games. Now imagine you want to create your own blockchain game. How do you start? Where do we start? So let's just keep the blockchain part out of it for a while. Imagine you want to create a game, right? So the fundamental aspect of a game is it has to be fun, right? So there's so many things that goes into creating a game. First thing first, you have to select a genre, right? So for instance, in the picture, you can see Monopoly, which is a very which is an old game, yet there are so many games that are based on this specific game. There's a book written on it. There are multiple books written on it. It was a genius of that time. And let's say you are trying to create a trying to create a game of your own, right? So where do you start? You can sort of select your genre. Maybe you want to create a board game, maybe you want to create a card game, maybe first person shooter game, RPG, MMO, all these kind of game. But what I would like to suggest, because I'm also a game mechanics designer, what I would like to suggest is any game that you want to build, online, offline, whatever it be, it needs to be a simple board game first. A simple board game that's fun to play, and that is where you start, right? So whenever you're creating a simple board game, the things that you need to focus on is the core game loop, right? So are there characters? What's the starting point? Are there going to be dices? Are there going to be cards? Are there going to be a board? Is there going to be a board? Are there going to be other elements, characters, other elements, whatever there is, right? So what are the core elements that goes into the game? The core game loop, meaning what happens, like who attacks whom, if there's an attack, who attacks whom, what does the character do, what happens next, right? So progression, how does the character move from one level to another, what gives you a sensation of you're moving forward in the game, and then the game end state, meaning that what determines that one player won the game versus the other. Draw scenarios, win losses, everything needs to be accounted for. Clear game state needs to be defined. And then rewards. So rewards, how do you reward the player is how you it has to be in line with the progression and the game loop, right? So you want to reward the player in a way that they feel incentivized to do whatever you want them to do in the game, and it has to be well thought out in a way that it aids to the game, it adds to the fun aspect of the game. And at the end of the day, it's also about the business model. So if you're creating a board game or a card game, maybe you're just selling them and that's how you make money as a game developer. If you are like building a web to game, maybe you're just letting them pay subscription fees, or maybe they're paying one-time fees. So those are the things that you need to keep in mind whenever you're creating a game. Now add in the component of Web3. It's more complicated. It is said that game building is difficult, but building a Web3 game is like next level, right? It's difficult in so many levels, and we'll go into it in the slides that'll be here later on. So, building your Web3 game. The things that you considered whenever you were building a Web2 game, that all those things remain there. On top of that, you also need to define the other aspects of the game. Okay, so that those are on-chain versus off-chain elements. Which of the elements do you want on-chain? Maybe it's the game characters that you want on-chain, right? So those are NFTs. It has to have a purpose why they are on-chain. Maybe you want certain part of the game on-chain. Maybe the weapons part of the game, maybe the items, maybe there are specific moves that you want to be a part of the that you want to be on chain. It has to be there has to be a reason that, again, not everything needs to be on chain. It's expensive, so you need to be very careful on what aspects of the game you need on chain. Maybe you're trying to build a casino, right? So maybe the random function has to be on chain. That would help people trust you more, instead of saying maybe you just imagine you're just going there and participating in one of those casino games. You don't know what the logic behind it is, but if everything is on chain, it's verifiable, right? So let's say there's a coin flip, that 50% of you are winning, $10,000 or something like that, right? So if you can be sure that it is 50% chance, and you can verify that, now you are more you can trust the system and just go in, right? So those aspects, what are the aspects that you want to highlight it to be on chain? So that's the important part. Another thing is tokens. So is your game going to have tokens? Having tokens just complicates things a little more. So if you're very certain that you want tokens inside the game, then it's okay. Otherwise, maybe not necessary. Not all games need to have tokens. Another one is identity. So it's identity or wallets. So it's like, do you want the player identity to be on chain? Is it necessary? Again, another topic, right? So NFTs. Again, when we talk about NFTs, so are there characters? Are there going to be items, skins? So we went over this. Tokens. So tokens can be implemented in different ways. So one is utility token. So utility tokens are like, they have fixed utilities, meaning that specific tokens could only be used to do X, Y, Z, and it's defined at the beginning, and there's no more additional utility to it. For instance, let's say there's a character and there's an NFT, and you can use, like say, XYZ token, right? So XYZ token can be used to upgrade a specific NFT. If you say it has a very defined purpose, that's a utility token. A governance token is where you sort of based on the holding of your token, you get a say in a specific project. Meaning that, let's say you own 30% of the token, maybe you have a larger say on what goes next in the project and stuffs like that. Whenever we are talking about tokens, we cannot just distribute them. We need to have a proper sync mechanism. What this means is, let's say every time you win a game, you get certain tokens, right? ABC token. So that ABC token needs to be used somewhere. Otherwise, it's like just you're just winning ABC token, and it does not have a lot of utilities. So it'll lose its value. So all of that needs to be planned properly. And whenever you're talking about a Web3 game, maybe you need to consider, do you want it to be a desktop game, a mobile first game, or a browser based game? This is because you understand your user, you understand the nature of your game, and you try to understand which one of these mediums are the best fit for your community. Another thing that you also need to consider is, how would you onboard Web2 users, right? So Web3 community is a very small community. Maybe it's not enough. Also, as a project, it's always in our best interest to increase the Web3 community as well, right? So how will you be onboarding more users? Here are a few things that we have included in our game. So this is called ZK login. Zero knowledge proof is so, okay, let me tell you this. I don't know if you're aware of zero knowledge proof. This is a very simple explanation. Let's say you went to a bar, and you need to show an ID that you're 21 or above in order to get some drinks, right? So the bartender, you show your ID and they verify, and that's done. But they also see other important details, personal information from you, right, which may not be appropriate. So let's imagine there's a way something else can third party can verify your eligibility to grab a drink, right? So if some third party can verify that you are 25, sorry, 21 and above, so that is sort of like zero knowledge proof. The bartender does not need to have the whole knowledge of the thing. They all they know is that yes, you are 21 and above, so they just give you the drink. So that's how it works. So ZK login is basically you don't need a wallet. A shadow wallet is created for you whenever you join using a simple email ID. So it's in the background. And sponsored transactions. So every on-chain transaction, on-chain activity you do, you need to pay gas fee. So these transactions are sponsored by the projects as well. So gasless wallets, these are another mechanism. And monetization model. Again, you need to be sustainable as a project, right? So that's why we're doing all this, and we need to have a very clear monetization model. At the same time, it should not come off as you're trying to grab money from people. We're in this sensitive space where we want people to feel that they're also gaining value from the project. So that's the main point, remember. So yeah, whenever we're building a Web3 game, there's another consideration we need to do. So this is for the tech stack. So you select a chain. There are different kinds of chains. So layer 1 chain, layer 2 chain. You need to select a specific chain based on what your needs for the games are. So some provide specific infrastructure, dev architecture. Some provide specific gas fee is something you need to consider as well. Transaction speeds and things like that. There are other considerations that when it comes to chains that you need to see, and based on that, do your research and select a specific chain. And also would be impacted by the smart contract languages as well, I suppose. And then you could select specific technologies that you are familiar with, or you could go with. There's Unity, Unreal, many engines that are already made for you. We created our own game engine. So there are other tools like wallets, SDKs that are available. You need to do your research, select specific tech stack if you want to go that route. Now, launching your game on Web3 is a whole other ordeal. The thing with this is it's a bit different from the Web2 space in a way that you need to find your audience since day one, even before you are launching the game. So you need to find your audience, you need to see there are enough people. And that's the beauty of this space, actually, because you can get to talk to people on day one so that you know if there's even a need or an interest for whatever you're building. So you need to find your audience. You need to start building your community. I would say need versus get, right? So you get to find your audience, you get to build your community. So there are already people who are participating or already waiting for the game. You need to create hype around the game, right? There may be sneak peeks that you leak. Either there may be specific things that you need that you want to show your community that gets them excited. Maybe a trailer, teaser videos and stuff like that. Maybe a small short snippet of gameplays and stuff like that. And then you need to create hype around. If there's NFTs, you need to create hype around NFTs, maybe game art. There are specific kind of community members. Some are impressed by art, some are impressed by the game mechanics, some are impressed by the NFTs, some are just there to collect tokens. And you need to balance the whole the whole aspect when it comes to this, and balance the expectation as well. This is a kind of difficult part. Anyway, so yeah, when you create a community, you need to make sure that you're continuously engaging them in maybe this could be very simple, right? So it could be like music nights, game nights and stuff like that. You're just engaging with your clients. You're just trying to understand who they are, just trying to get to know them on a personal level. That is also good. Maybe not too much, I don't know. So yeah, so after that, whenever you're sort of ready for game testing, we can launch it for game testing, and they would be a very important aspect and important part in giving you feedbacks on how they feel the game is. And this is very important. This is the best part, I would say, because we are building the game for them, right? So if we can give them some get some feedback from them, that just sets a certain expectation of the game to them, and at the same time we can understand what they want and try to incorporate those feedback to create a game that they really like playing. right? So those are the feedback loops, and this needs to be ongoing, since again Web3, they're also owning the portion of your project. So that's how it goes. And NFT versus game release, this is another thing that you need to keep in your mind. So maybe you want, if there's like enough traction, maybe you want to release NFT of the game first, right? So this would sort of help you fund your project. And here, usually what the case is if you have a very good art, if you have a very promising roadmap, product journey and stuff like that, you would be able to sell your NFTs as well. You would be able to create your audience, make communities and stuffs like that. But if you're not there yet, maybe you can start by releasing the game first. If you're very confident on what you're building, and you know that there will be people who will love to play the game, who will be able to participate in this game and stuffs like that, maybe you release the game first, and once you can build your audience and community that way, after that you can after that you can release the NFTs, and maybe that's how you raise fundings and stuff like that. Again, to brief, that was a long one, so I'm just gonna briefly point some things out. So first thing is, not everything has to be on chain. It's expensive. Just choose your uh, aspects of the game that you want on chain, and be clear on what you want on chain. Why are you doing this? Most games are hybrid, and it's either asset that are on chain and the gameplay are off chain, or maybe the gameplay have part specific game logics that needs to be on chain, that's just verifiable stuff like that. Another one is user onboarding. It's a bit difficult. It's messy. A lot of gamers, they refrain from using crypto. They refrain from the Web3 world. They feel, again, whenever it's like money that comes into play, it's a lot of trust issues there. So user onboarding can be really difficult. Another thing is that token design, it's very hard, right? So there was this project, Step and Launch. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. So Step and Launch was this project where you could buy shoes NFTs, and this was more of a lifestyle app where you could walk, run, and the miles would be recorded, and based on that, you would be able to earn tokens, right? So these are different kind of games that you can create. It does not have to be a simple game, right? So this is more of a real world touch. A game that has more of a real world touch. And then again, you have to keep in mind that the community is powerful, but at the same time, it can go both ways. Like the community, since it's mostly anonymous, they are anonymous, the projects are anonymous, the builders are anonymous. So it could like go haywire in at any time. Usually there's a herd mentality that we see, meaning that whenever we're saying XYZ project is going to be good, right? So it's just forecast and all the things they're trying to hype up the project, right? But if anything that goes unplanned, anything that they did not expect comes in, then they can go in the total opposite direction, and the project could die in a day. So it's a very sensitive space. So you need to be as transparent as possible since day one. It needs to have a clear plan, needs to be communicated, and if you follow that, yeah, you should be good enough. uh Okay, so we're talking about community and digital assets in Web3 gaming. So again, community at the center, it's the most important part, because they are the ones who will be investing in their project. They're the ones who will be helping you create the project. They are the ones who will be creating value for your project, interacting in your project. They're the one who you talk to on a daily basis and stuff like that. Another one is digital assets are power, incentives, creativity, and governance. So digital assets are very useful in creating certain kinds of incentives. So that is how you add value to the ecosystem, and that is how you sort of incorporate the whole payout mechanism in games. So culture is more important than tech when it comes to this. So it means that there are specific memes, lores, rituals that comes into play whenever we're talking about community, right? Of course, coming from a tech background, we want to focus more on tech, but then culture is the thing that the community is more focused on. And again, community is the center, so that has to be our center as well. So another thing is, this is an example of a noun DAO. I can show you. Yeah, I can show you right now, actually. Uh, Mm. Okay, so if you can see my screen. So this is Nouns DAO. This is a specific NFT project where there's like every 24 hours an NFT will be auctioned, and community, it's 100% owned by the community. So community, they purchase the NFT, which means that they get one noun NFT is one vote, right? So they have created this treasury that's totally owned by the community, and they decide which games they want to see. They decide which games they want to invest in, which not, and then based on that, the things are the funds are flowed. So this is how owning a governance DAO in gaming looks like. Back to the screen. So yeah, took me where was this? Okay, yeah. So this is where the culture and stuffs come in. Another thing is NFT. So NFT gives you NFT people are more focused on art as well, because NFTs are, they use it as PFPs, profile pictures as well, and it is sort of a like a badge. So you're trying to show off that you're a part of a certain community, and of course everybody wants to be a part of cool things. So NFTs, the art of the NFTs are also a huge deal, and token utility and ecosystem. So you design token utility and the ecosystem in a way, again, incentivizing the correct things that you want your community to act towards. And community activations, now community activation, again, the previous speaker Swarna, she did mention about different kinds of event that you could be a part of. Hackathon being one of them. Then there are conferences, there are a lot of meetups, but in Nepal it's very rare. So maybe we can join online meetups. Maybe you can find hackathons that are being hosted once in a while. Even our company hosted one Sui hackathon not even a few weeks ago. So just be on the lookout for these kind of events that's happening. If it's not if it is possible, maybe join events that are in our neighbor countries. There are a lot of events that happen in Thailand as well, and nowadays Thailand is a very go-to place for a lot of people. So try to find spaces that you can join, maybe online, maybe near you, maybe in the near countries and stuff like that. You don't know where to start, just join, look at different projects that may interest you, join that community on Discord, try to talk to the people there, and that will give you a sort of feel of the community. If you like that, keep on discussing there. You'll get to understand what it's like to build there. If you don't like it, just change community. It's like just joining in different Discord groups. So it's pretty easy. And usually, whenever a project is introducing itself, they host a lot of events where you could just contribute by sharing their about their project in Twitter, just participating in their Discord, just being active member. If they see you as a valuable member, they'll just airdrop you tokens. They'll just airdrop you NFTs. They'll just include you in any way possible. So even that's there. Now, how can you be a part of this ecosystem? You can be a part of this ecosystem as builders, meaning that smart contracts, you've just taken these lessons, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So you can be a part of this ecosystem as smart contract developers, game developers, if you are interested, system designers and stuff like that, right? So as builders, if not, you can also join as creators. You can create lores, you can build world around a game, you can build world, you can create animations, design illustrations, you can create arts, right? So there's that. Another one is a strategist. So you could just be run growth hacks, you can design economies, you can design you can create community, you can manage community. A lot of change, a lot of chains, how they work are people create their own communities by hosting Twitter spaces once in a while. They create their own Twitter space. They just keep running conversations. They highlight different projects and stuff like that, and that just builds your following. And people are then you become a key opinion leader, and people look up to you for advices on which projects that are coming up are good and stuff like that. So that is what you can also be a part of. You can join in as players, testers when we're specifically talking about Web3 games. You can like give feedbacks, you can shape the game in a certain way. You can shape the culture, you can shape the future of the game and stuff like that. So yeah, there's so many ways that you can participate without just being a builder. And there's a space in Web3 for everyone, whatever your skill is. Maybe if you want to pursue a specific path, look into the world of Web3. I'm sure you'll find a place for yourself there. And that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you, everyone. This is Malika. I'm so sorry I did not turn my video on. So yeah, if you have any questions, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box and I will be happy to answer them. No questions? Everything was clear? Okay, in that case, thank you, everyone. All right, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Monica, just a second. I think there is just a question dropped by Ayush. Can you check that out?
How does a company generate revenue from blockchain? Okay. So company generate. So we're still talking about gaming projects, right? If that is the case, there are different ways that a gaming project can generate revenue. First of all, again, like I said, if you can create, like you have to start somewhere, right? So if you have a very good plan, some ecosystems, some foundations, they provide grants. That could be a very good starting point. If not, if you're just building another generic project, it's also fine. You can create art of your own. You can create digital assets based on which you can drive hypes, right? So you can create hype. So there's one example of a project where people just based on the like free arts that they released, they were like ready to buy their NFTs, meaning that if you have, they'll be selling like 1,000 or so NFTs in certain amounts. So that is a good way of raising funds. And if you are trying to build a game and you want to release a game first, that is also okay. So while releasing, maybe you open a certain like a freemium model, right? So you can let them play for a certain, maybe let's say you're creating a game where they need to roll a dice, right? So maybe 5 dice rolls they get for free if you're using if you are on a free tier, but then you can upgrade to different tiers where you get more number of spins and things like that. So there are many ways you can incorporate. It could be before the game, during the game, after the game, stuff like that. As a DevOps engineer, how can I switch to blockchain domain? Oh, DevOps is a pretty uh, in demand, actually, right? In demand, what's it called? Profession. Okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we also need DevOps. So all you need to do is try to find a Web3 company that's hiring and try to look into maybe a few Web3 project of your own as well, and try to engage in that, try to deploy a few, and then even if you have an experience, if you do not have an experience of Web3, it's okay. A lot of company, they train you if they take you on, that is. How do you see the blockchain industry in Nepal in coming future? Oh, honestly, it's very tricky when it comes to blockchain and crypto stuffs in Nepal. Uh, I'm, I know for a fact that that it's going to take some time. there are a lot of immediate issues that are yet to be fixed, only after which the blockchain, we would be ready for blockchain discussion, is what I feel. And maybe there aren't enough resources available, or maybe it's not the right time right now. So there's still time. So I don't know. I don't know about blockchain in Nepal yet. Do player only benefit if the project never dies? Yeah, that is true. So as players, you're trying to get value out of it. But then again, what do you mean by benefit, right? If you can like get in and get out right at the right time, you're in the benefit, right? If you get to be a part of a community that grows, and even if the project dies and they continue to go on, the community start building other stuffs, they still give value to your assets, you're still in the benefit and stuff like that. So um hmm how expensive is it to deploy smart contracts and run a minimal game backend? As a solo developer, do you think it's realistic to build a small blockchain game on the side? It is expensive. It is expensive, but it depends on what you want to do. Is it that you want to test it out? Is it that you are trying to run a project? It depends on what your goal is. If you want to cater to a large audience, it will be a bit expensive, yes. Any other questions? Any success monetization model you found interesting? Uh, you know what? Web3 is a very nascent space, so people are still figuring out. What I've seen in this space is a lot of failures. So a lot of projects, they initially create a lot of hype and raise funds, right? So that's where people buy the NFTs, people hold the NFTs, but then they're not able to deliver, or people don't find whatever they deliver good, then station. So success monetization, it's uh, bec- again, it depends on how would you say it. Is it one time fundraising that you're looking forward to? If it is that, maybe you could like raise fund once and you'd be okay with it. If you want a long-term product and long-term profit, people are still trying to figure that out. There you need to be so agile and need to understand what the community is and what would work for your community. It totally depends on what kind of community you have, and that is how you would implement. So let's say a community has more of a airdrop farmer kind of people, right? So they would be participating, they would be heavily talking about a project, they would be promoting your project, but the second they don't get enough airdrops, they leave the project, or even after they get certain airdrops, they just bounce, right? So it's kind of difficult. You need to understand what your community is made of. And what I've seen, okay, yeah, I do have a reference to this project. So this specific project, they started small. They created this community. I guess it was also back in 2021. And right now, the project is valued. Their NFTs are highly valued. So what they did was right from the start, they released very small number of NFTs, but at the same time, their community was super active. The founder was super active. He used to host like game nights every single night. He used to talk to everyone in the community. He was like present, he was known. That is how he got like more and more people joining in, and more people knew about him. And he just took the collection to a different chain. That's not the point. Anyway, he then grew the community to next level, and it was like their community was also benefiting from all the moves that he was doing, everything that he was doing to grow the ecosystem. And right now, I think they are in a very good position, and they're also considering partnering up with Pokemon to bring their TCG game. So it's just like trading card game in the Sui ecosystem. So it's like there's few success stories there. Uh, 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 uh. again, monetization model would be fundraising. One, NFT sales. Another one, if you have a game that's really interesting, maybe you can have like tokens that you need to put in once in a while. Maybe you pay subscription fees. So those are some of the monetization models that you can incorporate. The name of the name of the project is wait, is it Studio Mirai or something? It's a Japanese project. So they were initially an animation studio. Any other questions? Okay, I guess that's all right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. All right, and if you have any more questions, if you want to have more direction on where you would like to go or how you want to venture this world, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you out.
Thank you so much, Milka. So, I think we still have some time left. So, would you like to share those demo videos that we talked about earlier, you and Shorna? So, yeah, I think you can share the demo video.
Okay. That's not exactly a video. So it's a demo of the game that we're building right now. Just a moment. So it's called Vendetta. Mhm. Okay, so this is a game that we were talking about. It's a fully on-chain game. It's a fully on-chain game, MMORPG. So this is so it's still building. So there may be some bugs that we may encounter on our way. Also, I'd like to show this. So we're very proud of this. We instead of just having like character NFTs, we actually created DVDs as NFTs. So you could like own these DVDs through DVD store um and these DVDs would store your game progress, meaning that let's imagine in our earlier days we used to like put in the DVD and it would store your game state, right? And you would come back and continue from the point you left off, right? So this is a similar concept. And this DVD obviously is virtual, and other people, if they you can trade these DVDs, and other people, if they buy your DVD, they'll be able to continue the game from the point you left off. So we want to create this decentral game, right? So there'll be no central server. This will be here even after we're gone. I don't know, maybe, hopefully. So this is the point of the game. So let's say I can sell the DVD. Maybe I have like 10,000 turfs captured. I want to sell the DVD so somebody else can continue from that point and keep expanding the empire. Uh, Let me give you a brief demo of the game. Even I haven't checked it out, so it's gonna bear with me. So we start from a headquarter. I'm gonna turn off the video for a while, okay? Bear with me. Okay, yeah. So you have no turf at the beginning. You're homeless. You start the search, so you will be placed randomly in this infinitely generated map where you could be placed randomly beside another player, or maybe just in the middle of nowhere. So this is how the game goes. You have 0 turfs under control. You have like 6 attacks left. Loading the map. or we can come back to this. Anyway, this map shows where you are, and you can attack the turfs that are beside you. And if you're able to successfully defeat the opponent, then your headquarter keeps on growing, which means there's storage for the stores for cash, weapons, and these are cops that show up once in a while. You need to hush them with the tokens that's inside this game. So if you can see, there's like 150 cash that you have right now. The operation is producing 2 cash per hour, and you have a storage of 175. As you grow your turf, the storage will increase. You collect this cash, you collect this weapon, and that is how you recruit gangsters. Let's say you use cash and weapon to recruit gangsters. um okay, my bad. Again, it's on testnet. Just deployed this version to show you guys. So we had actually emptied the environment. I'm very sorry for that. But anyway, you could like collect cash, weapons from which you can like use to recruit these gangsters. This will be unlocked sequentially. Like once you capture 5 turfs, you'll be able to unlock this. Once you capture 15 turfs, you'll be able to unlock this, and so on. So that's basically how we implemented the first version of the game. We actually received very good feedback here, and we're looking forward to the launch.
I think we have one last question. Can you please answer that, like
Oh, okay. How does blockchain affect game interoperability and cross-chain asset transfers? Cross-chain asset. Sorry, I thought cross-chain it's cross-game asset transfers. Okay, so it's like these assets they remain on chain, right? But the projects they need to be able to. So it's like. The assets are there on the blockchain, and any projects they would be, if they want, they would be able to allow these assets to be a part of the game. So let's say right now we have these characters, right? So if you own some other project's assets, you could bring them in instead of just gangsters. Maybe you can use another character, and let's say we give them certain damage, we give them certain weapons and cash, which lets people use those assets inside the game, and that is how these can be made interoperable. The projects need to do that. Uh, how does anti-cheat for blockchain games work? I'm not sure about that. I'm sorry, I'm not sure about that. All right. All right, thank you everyone. If that is all.
thank you so much, Malika. I think Shorna, do you also have some kind of demo videos that you want to share right now? We still do have 10 to 15 minutes left.
So I have a game link like we have our friends had created it a few days back only. I will share it on the chat. If anyone want to try it out, they can.
Okay, that I think that will also work.
Yeah, I've dropped the link in the box.
Wait, yeah. So, let's just open the floor for a few more questions if you have to ask to our both of our speakers regarding, like developing our blockchain gaming or what kind of opportunities and challenges in case of Nepal being in Nepal. What can we do to explore more in blockchain gaming? If you have any questions, our floor is open. So let's wait for a few more minutes to if we have questions, we will be taking that.
No.
So I think I the session was pretty much clear, and once again, thank you to all for joining us today for this session. And once again, thank you to Swarna and Malika for taking out time and giving us this amazing, insightful session. Thank you so much, both of you. And regarding today's session, I will be sharing the recording and the slides with you guys in our blog that you can check it out in the website. So if there is no more questions, then I think we can end the session here. Yeah, I think we can end the session. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, thank you so much, Sorna and Malika.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you for having us.
You're more than welcome. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.